Hi, everyone. I'm back again. I have more to talk about with the downsizing of my home. And I guess the biggest thing would be how did I downsize before I came here? Because it is pretty interesting. And I don't know why. I think if you watched my Who Wants Our Stuff video, you'll know that when we cleared out my mother's house when she passed, it was no one wanted most of the stuff, and it made me realize that my kids probably aren't going to want a lot of my stuff either. So when I made the decision to downsize, I basically had one big garage sale and sold everything, with the exception of my bed, because I liked my bed. I'm tall, and I don't like the lower style of beds. And this one was taller, where I even have to like pick my knee up to get up on my bed. And but I like that, so I kept that bed. But for the most part, there is very little that I brought to this house when I moved into it. I just did not want to bring boxes of something that I hadn't gone through in a couple years, or that I knew it's not something anybody else was going to want later on. And I kind of lost that sentimental feeling for a lot of things that I just wanted to start fresh. That was my logic, and that's what I did. So I did have a huge garage sale when I got and moved into this house. We called it. I could put almost everything I owned in the back of a pickup truck. Not quite, but that's what we referred to it as, because there wasn't that much to bring down. And so when I got here, I had the day I moved in, I had a new refrigerator coming. I had furniture that was going to arrive in a couple of days, so I didn't have that right away. So basically, we all sat on the floor. I did get friend of mine was also moving around the same time I was, and she did give me a few items like a kitchen table of hers that I loved. And she said it wouldn't fit in her new place because she also was downsizing. So I took that from her. And um, I think I have a baker's rack that she gave me that, I'll show you the insides of this house and my beach house. And I put the baker's rack in there. And that was pretty exciting. The only room that wasn't updated, because I had mentioned already that this house was already updated when I bought it. The only room that wasn't was the beach house. The beach house was paneling, and uh, so it was wood paneling. And you've seen it in my other videos. It's blue now, which I did. I painted the trim all white, and I painted the walls all blue. And I got a few pieces again that somebody had given to me that I wanted and put into this house. But other than that, I didn't have too much when I got here, and that was fine with me because it was a new house. There's no sense in keeping curtains or blinds or any of that stuff, because you move to a new house and the dimensions are always different. So I started my little checklist. I went on that notes app that I was telling you about, and I just spoke it in. Blinds, curtains, shears, blackout curtains, dishes. I didn't keep anything. I kept one set of plates. That was it. uh, I just didn't want all the stuff that I've been lugging around. I just wanted to change it all up. And so everything in my house is all new, basically, or a used item that somebody gave me that I really wanted. If I didn't want it, I said no. If it wasn't something I wanted to put in my house. But it was fun. I mean, it was really fun to do. I threw away, well, or gave away, I should say, uh, half of my clothes when I moved here because I didn't want to drag a whole bunch of clothes down here. I had some tools I kept those. So it was exciting to me. It was exciting, because I didn't have to do it once I moved in here. I didn't have them lugging boxes after boxes after boxes of all kinds of stuff. I even gave away all my Christmas. I kept maybe, oh geez, maybe one box of Christmas stuff, and all the rest I gave all of it away. And I wanted to start new. I wanted to see what I'd want in my new house, and I have to be frugal. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I have money to go out and buy all this stuff. So it took me a couple years to finally get my house pretty close to what I wanted and how it is now. I bought a few more things this year. Um, like in my kitchen, I bought a new side. Um, it's on. I'll show you a picture of it, but it's on rollers, so I can move it around. And I guess you could use it as a cutting board. But I wanted to get my microwave off of my counter because the one thing I don't have a lot of is counter space, and you have a microwave sitting on it. I was always trying to move things around so I could cut up vegetables or prepare meals, whatever I was doing. And I just wanted that microwave off of that counter, so I had a completely empty counter, and I loved it. It's one of my most favorite purchases that I have bought lately, and I'll show it to you. It has 3 drawers in it, and I did manage to put, my coffee pods in the top drawer, but I don't have anything to put in the bottom 2 drawers. I mean, I don't this is how, uh I have changed the way I look at things and what I keep and what I don't. I just don't keep random things in my house anymore. I'll show you. The only other thing I did is I brought a desk with me that I had purchased years ago, and I'm talking in the 70s. And I loved this desk, and I actually um, had sanded it all down and stained it. It was black. They had painted it black, and I took it all off and sanded it down and stained it a light color oak. And I loved the desk, but it just never seems to fit anywhere in this house. I had it in my living room originally because I hardly had anything in here, anyways. And my kids were saying, why do you have this in your living room? And my computer was on it. That was back when you had the PCs and not the laptops. And I had my printer next to it. And so I thought, all right, maybe they're right. And so I moved it into the spare bedroom. And then I just felt like that wasn't working for me. So then I put it out in the beach house. And I never went out there that much because, like I said, unfortunately, with that beach house, as nice as that is, it's too cold in the winter and it's too hot in the summer. So there's only certain times I can really go out there and sit and enjoy myself. I mean, I have a heater out there that I could use. I also have even a portable air conditioner out there, but I'm not out there long enough to let any of that do any of its things. So, heat up the house or heat up that room. So this year I was at my daughter's house and they had purchased a vanity for one of my granddaughters, and I thought, gosh, I could use something like that. I don't have anything like that. And I thought of my desk, and I thought, oh my gosh, I could bring that desk into my bedroom that I use. I like a lot of white, so I have a lot of white furniture, and bookcase type things like you see back here in the corner. Everything's white, and so I decided I was going to paint my desk white. Get some of those diamond looking doorknobs and a mirror, and there I went. I could just have that. So I wish I would have been doing this this channel when I did that. That would have been fun to watch how that all changed. But it's done, and again, I'll show you. I'll try and take a picture of it and show you what it is, either on this video or on another one. I'll put that picture up. And again, I have six sides, three on each side of the desk drawers, and I have a top drawer. And I also probably have at least two, if not two and a half, empty drawers. I don't have anything in them. I mean, there's nothing in it. And I only use three for makeup and one to hold, like my batteries and things like that I put down there. But that's it. I don't have any, where I'm wondering, like, where am I going to put all the stuff that was in the desk, since I'm putting my makeup in there now, and I didn't even need to worry about it. So that's just how minimalist of what I keep I am, because I don't need anything. I look around and people say, "What do you want for your birthday?" or "What do you want for Christmas?" And I don't. There's nothing I need. I have all the basics of everything that I need, and I don't have two of anything. Nothing. I don't need two of anything, so I don't keep that kind of stuff. So it'll be fun to take you around and show you the small house. I mean, it is the inside of my house is literally 875 square feet. And you know how that is. They can take 875 square feet and make it look very small by the way they've designed it, or they can make it look a lot bigger or roomier by the way they designed it. And I think they did a really good job of designing this. And then I have the luxury of having that 12 by 12 room out, that extra room in the back. But there's hardly anything in that, too. I'll show you that. In fact, even in my living room, I took the love seat that was in here and I put that out in the beach house because I used to have a really nice, it was more or less an outdoor set, but I just thought it would give us more room to have to sit and eat. If I had all the grandkids and the daughters and their husbands and everybody over here at the same time. And my daughter, when she moved to her new house just this past March, she said, "Can I have that?" And like I said in my "Who Wants Your Stuff" video, I said, if they want anything now, all they got to do is ask, and they can have it now. So I said, yeah, yeah, definitely. So her son came down and picked it up and took it up. It fit in her kitchen absolutely perfect. I'll have to see if I have a picture of that still, or maybe I'll have to show you what I'm talking about, because she sent me a picture of it in her house. So that took up a big part of my beach house room, and so I had nothing in there as it is, basically, and I took my love seat and I put it out there. So now my living room was really bare because I just have a regular couch and just this chair in here. Um, Besides, other decor items like, bookcases and stuff like that. So, but I was happy because I thought, well, I gave myself some more room in this living room. So to me, there's an upside to what we do when we downsize, and you realize that a lot of the stuff that you keep in boxes you don't need. Since I've been here, of course I did buy more Christmas ornaments or decorations, and so I think I'm up to two boxes of Christmas. But I'm not, and I'm trying to get better, but I am not a person who decorates for any other holiday except for Christmas. I might have a couple of decor items for the other holidays, but when I say a couple, I mean a couple. So it's, because we don't celebrate the other holidays here. We celebrate them at my daughter's house, and I don't bother to purchase those kind of items. So I guess just a matter of what you like and what you don't like. I mean, if it's something you like Halloween and you have a lot of Halloween, and you like Christmas and you have a lot of Christmas, I get that. I mean, uh, and it's probably really exciting for you. So, everybody has to be their own individual person, but I enjoyed downsizing and getting rid of so much stuff. Like I said, I have with the exception of that one box of, well, now two boxes of Christmas, I have nothing in boxes in my house. I have no boxes stored anywhere else. And if we walk around, I'll show you I have nothing stored anywhere else that I needed to find space in this small house to put boxes of stuff I'm never going to look at again. I just, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. So that's it for right now. That's how I downsized my stuff, and very minimal stuff that I have in this house. But like I said, I it has to fit your own personality, and this fits me to a T. So I will try and get some pictures up of that, and then we'll go through a little bit more of what it's like to live in this house on the next one. Okay. Well, thanks for coming. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe and like. It helps me out as a new creator to get a little bit of movement on what I'm trying to do here. And I appreciate your help on that. So until the next one, bye.